My lords, ladies, and nobles, pray all attend. We have a few announcements to make before getting started. By attending, you agree to have your likeness and voice recorded and rebroadcast on social media channels. Please make sure that your mic is muted if it is not already. Please update your display name to reflect your society name, minus any titles. You can do this by hovering over your video, clicking on the three dots in the upper right corner, and then selecting Rename. For any award recipients, your award medallion and promissory scroll will be arranged to be delivered to you at a future event. On this 9th day of January, Anno Societatis 55, here opens the court of their Majesties Alexander and Tahira, sovereign crown of the Kingdom of Caid. Your Majesties, do you have any comments for your gathered populace?
I just want to thank everyone for being here with us today. We are so thankful to be able to have reigned again and to be a part of Caid. I know that this time hasn't been the greatest, but it is so wonderful to be able to see how amazing Caid has been and how we've really bonded together. I will let His Majesty speak because he's a lot better at it.
As everyone knows, I love my short courts. Today, I fear, will probably not be one of those. Before sitting the throne for the first time, I was cautioned time and time again about doing too much. I was told at the end of my reign I would have burnout, that I would want to step down. I wouldn't want to play SCA for a while, and that I would need a break. During that reign, I got to help His Grace, Duke Guy, build a castle. I got to experience live the mastery of Her Grace Faiza dancing. I was able to taste the most heavenly delights made by Sir Jamal. I was able to touch and feel master-crafted garb made by Mistress Adelheid. I heard music performed by Mistress Fenella that touched my soul, and in a sense of awe and amazement, learned to dance as I received lessons from Master Giuseppe. After attending an event almost every single weekend for nearly 9 months straight, I was indeed tired. My lady and I surely needed a rest, but I was not burnt out. I was inspired. Hungry to return again, to deeply inhale in the sheer magnificence of this kingdom. No one could have predicted what followed next. A terrible plague. As my lady and I ascended the throne for the second time, the music was all but silenced. Art could no longer be touched, or smelled, or tasted, or experienced. The thrill and exhilaration of combat was gone, and even my beloved wars were canceled. The love of this kingdom now had to be viewed through a cold, flat surface. Suddenly sitting the throne and the decisions that were made became deadly serious. Weekends usually filled with a plethora of sensational delights was now reduced to the size of one's monitor. It was all the things that crowns don't like to do, and none of the rewards. Last week, I was asked if I was happy that I finally get to step down. And you would think my answer would be easy. I reigned during a plague where we had no events. It could be argued that this was possibly the worst time to reign in all of Caid's history. Yet I had to take pause before I answered. We watched the tireless service of Sir Tiberius and Sir Aronric as they organized and managed from behind the scenes. I witnessed Mistress Cara continue to perform her wizardly magic with our finances as the numbers did not stop during this pandemic. We all got to see the final product put up by Master Liertes and Mistress Meliora as they skillfully worked social media and made things like this broadcast possible. And Her Majesty and I were able to see firsthand the brilliant work of the Honorable Lady Ariana, who frequently received my fine direction of, yeah, could you just create a new ceremony that's never been done before and we need it in about, 2 days? That'd be great. There was still something here to be inspired by. For most of us, we had to take a long break from the hobby we love. For many of us came the realization of how much time we actually give to this hobby and how much we don't just want to return to it, but need to return to it. The vaccine is finally here. There is a light at the end of this long tunnel. We are about to play again. Let us not look on this year as time lost, but simply as a break we all needed to refresh our love and passion in the SCA. It is time to wake up after this long sleep and again be inspired. The hall has been rented, the orchestra engaged, and great Caid, it is almost time to dance.
Will all companions of the crescent please raise your vessel? The crescent, set upon the crowns of Caid, is a symbol of the service owed to the kingdom by its monarchs. It has now come to be a reminder of the unselfish service done by others. The Order of the Crescent is thus given to recognize those persons who have served the kingdom for many years, giving their time and efforts genuinely and courteously. This order bears with it a grant of arms and ranks equally in precedence with all other grant-bearing orders of Caid. Now, therefore, do we, Alexander and Tahira, recognize Lady Alana Hastilius.
She is literally staring at me right now, stunned, as it were, for this particular award, but we are thrilled we could give it to her. From the day this started, she has not had the Queen's Guard to help her set things up. She has not had the help of our populace to put things together, to get online. But every single time we have been online, every single time you've seen our faces through this video, she has been there. We could not be more thankful and more pleased to give her this award.
For the newest companion of the Crescent, hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. All companions of the Crescent have their Majesties' leave to lower your vessels. Your Majesties, your Arts and Sciences Minister, Mistress Adelheid, has business before this court.
Let her proceed.
Greetings, Your Majesties, and greetings, Caid. So this past year has been a year of uncertainty, and it has made it impossible to plan for future events. And many of you have reached out to me asking about Pentathlon and Arts Fair. And I know many of you have continued to work on projects for it. And unfortunately, I have been unable to give an answer because I had hoped that it would be possible to hold the event as usual. But I was unable to say so with any amount of certainty. And as the COVID-19 numbers grew, we went back into lockdown, and the board announced that the events would be suspended through May 31st. It was clear that the event could not happen as usual. So that left us with few options. We could hold it virtually, we could postpone, or we could cancel. A decision had to be made, and as we weighed the options, I found that I greatly identified with Frodo's lament, wishing that it had not happened in my time. Now, none of these options are ideal. Pentathlon and Arts Fair is our largest arts and sciences event, where our artisans bring their very best. So a virtual replacement would not do it justice. And that just seemed unfair to the artisans, the judges, and the populace. Canceling it would mean another 2 years for the next Pentathlon, and that seemed unfair to the artisans who have been diligently planning and working on projects. So that left postponing it. But to when? Well, there is hope on the horizon. Things continue to be uncertain for the rest of 2021. And this event has special needs for a venue. And so a certain amount of certainty is required to move forward. So it is with that in mind that we decided to postpone it until the spring of 2022, where it will take the place of Crescent Artisan, and then we'll continue to alternate as it has been. And I know this is disappointing to many of us, but as Gandalf encouraged Frodo, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. And so, my fellow artisans, I encourage you to take this extra time that we have been given and use it to your advantage. And let's make Pentathlon 2022 the best pentathlon Caid has ever seen.
During unprecedented times, there are those who rise to the needs of the occasion, giving their time and efforts to ease the burdens of those around them. Their aid and service support the kingdom on all levels, and for that, the realm is blessed. Therefore, do we, Alexander and Tahira, wish to acknowledge with a token of our gratitude the Baronage of Caid, Duchess Bridget Lucia Mackenzie, Duchess Faiza Alzarca, Master Giles Hill, Master Giuseppe Francesco de Borgia, Countess Marissa Roos, Count Osmond Roos, Master Alexander Kaladokos, Mistress Ismay of Giliwick, Master Colwyn Staghorn, Countess Abra Catherine Maria Isabella Baptiste, Mistress Cecilia Medici, Baron Cristofanus Castellani, Sir Jamel Damian Marcus, my apologies, Mistress Claudia Prima, Mistress Isabel Ingen Baltar, Sir Titus Porcius Aurelius, Sauvage Le Bragond, Liveth Filia Organa, Gunnar Grimson, Jacopo Basilio Rosso, Calac of the Miss, Aloysius de Lucius, Remus Cara, Uhtred Ivarsson, Reinhold Jägerberg, Atticus Nobliar, Decimus Helvius Faustus, Panchali Mahadeviar, Nualeth Casnot, Alexander of Duntier, Edric the Younger, Cory Ramirez, Cassandra de Lorraine, Leila bint Natrione, Fabia Varia, Ragnall Ingen Nick Ansavasai, Meb Ingen Kalak, and Ermenberger of the Horsemen.
Well, thank you, Ariana, for being able to pronounce many of those names.
Well done.
So this award, many may be unfamiliar with. We thought long and hard about giving out our personal tokens and decided that we were going to change it up a little bit. Our beloved cousins, King Kern and Queen Maisie, gifted all of the kingdoms of the known worlds a set of medallions to give out to the populace as they saw fit for any reason that they had. So we decided to give them out to people that not only helped us during our reign, but also helped the kingdom at large during this time. So the award medallion looks like this. I don't know if you can see it.
Closer. And stop, hold it right there.
We'll post a picture of it online. You will be able to pick it up at a later event. So we are very thankful to our beloved cousins, and we're very grateful to be able to give them out to all these wonderful people that did so much for us and so much for the kingdom.
For the service and succor provided by these people of Caid. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Your Majesties, your Seneschal Sir Aronric and Herald Lady Ariana have business before the court.
Let them proceed.
Your Majesties, for reasons of which you have been apprised, we do beg leave to be relieved of our duties.
Have you then nominated a successor to these offices?
I have, Your Majesty, and may I present to you Sir Tiberius Finn?
I have, Your Majesties, and here present to you Mistress Mary de Burke Gualter.
We are very happy to receive these two. And more importantly, I wish to thank both Aronric and Ariana for the incredible work that they have done. It has been nothing short of amazing. The staggering workload that this pandemic has put before us, they handled it incredibly well. Thank you so much. Sir Tiberius and Mistress Mary, are you prepared to accept and execute the duties of your office?
I am
I am and pledge faithfully to serve.
faithfully to serve the kingdom.
From ancient times, it has been the custom for persons aspiring to the estate of Principal Herald to swear an oath regarding the duties of that honorable office. Mistress Mary, are you prepared to swear that oath?
I am.
You shall swear by your oath, and by the faith that you owe unto the crown, our sovereign, lord and lady, whose arms you bear, that you shall truly keep such things as are comprised in the articles following. First, whensoever the crown shall command you to bring any message to any other monarch, prince, estate, or any other person out of their realm, or within the same, that you shall do it honorably and truly to the advantage of our sovereigns and this their realm. And true report bring again to their majesties, always keeping yourself secret, save unto such persons as you be commanded to utter your charge unto.
I so swear.
Secondly, you shall do your full diligence to have knowledge of all the nobles within the realm which should bear coats in the field in the service of our sovereigns, or their lieutenants, officers, or commissioners, which you shall impartially note and register.
I so swear.
Thirdly, you shall not be strange to teach pursuivants or heralds, and also you shall keep duly your chapters to increase the cunning in the office of arms.
I so swear.
Finally, you shall observe and keep to your cunning and power all such oaths as you made when you were created a pursuivant to the honor and worship of noblesse and integrity of living, namely, in eschewing dislandered places and persons reproached, and to be more ready than to excuse than to blame any noble person, unless you be charged to say the sooth by the crown in place judicial. And also, you shall promise truly to register all acts of honor in manner and form as they be done, as far forth as your cunning and power may extend.
I so swear.
Let the title pass before the populace of this realm. I do here invest you, Sir Tiberius as Seneschal, and you, Mistress Mary, as Crescent Principal Herald. May all good fortune and good will attend you.
Do you, the Seneschal and Principal Herald of Caid, swear fealty and service to the crown and kingdom of Caid, that you will faithfully discharge your office, obeying their majesties' lawful commands in all matters concerning this realm, and, mindful that the harmony of Caid springs from your own deeds, that you will deal courteously and fairly with those of every degree, until the crown depart the throne, death take you, or the world end.
I so
I
swear.
so swear.
And we, for our part, swear fealty to these, the Seneschal and Principal Herald of Caid, and to those who serve them,
to protect and defend them against every creature with all our power, until we depart from the throne,
death take us.
or the world's end.
So say we, Alexander, King of Caid.
So say we, Tahira, Queen of Caid.
For the outgoing and incoming Seneschal and Crescent Principal Herald of Caid, hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Will all companions of Chiron please raise your vessel? The art of archery is an ancient one, and many are its practitioners. Among them are those who combine great skill with the bow with exceptional manner and deportment, thereby promoting the honor and chivalry in this our kingdom. These archers are especially deserving of reward. From the past, we draw the example of Chiron, the centaur, teacher of heroes and healers, who at his death was set in the heavens where we see him to this day as a centaur with drawn bow, in the constellation men call Sagittarius. Thus was created the Order of Chiron, to recognize those whose skill with the bow is exceptional and is equally matched by their gentle deportment and manner. This order bears with it a grant of arms, and ranks equally in precedence with all other grant-bearing orders. Now, therefore, do we, Alexander and Tahira, recognize Lord Miguel de Granada,
We are very thrilled to give this award. It is an infrequent award given out within this kingdom, something I hope that is changed in the future, but it is done so this way simply to make sure that people understand how important it is when it is given out, because the people who are awarded this are the elite, the best of the best, and we could not be happier to see Lord Miguel receive this award.
For the newest companion of Chiron, hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. All companions of Chiron have their majesties leave to lower their vessels.
Baroness Eridana, Dolphin Herald, is performing virtual heraldic consulting. If you need to register a name or armory, please reach out to her on Facebook or through her email at dolphin@sca-caid.org. There are those within the kingdom whose noble demeanor and special contributions have enriched the realm in ways indefinable within the usual system of awards, and yet who are much deserving of honor. It is the prerogative of the crown to recognize such individuals with a court barony. Therefore, insofar as her noble mien and deportment have well pleased us, we, Alexander and Tahira, have determined to recognize Ariana Vergwenlian with the title Court Baroness.
Oh, geez. So I'm not normally surprised in court, and you have surprised me in court.
Ariana, it is our true and great pleasure to bestow this upon you. I truly didn't know who you were when I first stepped up on this throne. I had heard your name, I had heard of your deeds, but I didn't know you. And now, after a year of going through this tumultuous time and watching the insane amount of work that you have done, watching your unbelievable dedication to duty, to see how you forged your way through this time was nothing short of amazing, stellar. I am one of your biggest fans. What you have done was truly incredible, and I sincerely hope that you continue to do so, because this kingdom definitely needs people like you. Thank you so much for everything. It's funny, you made my lady tear up too.
Right. Oh, goodness.
For the newest Baroness of the Court of Caid, hip hip, hip hip, hip hip.
Their Majesties have business with their Inspector of the Lower Extremities, the Faiza.
It is at this point that we wish to offer our thanks to the Faiza. How could I not say thank you to someone who allowed me so much joy during this reign? It is here that if we were able to find her, I'm not sure we can, that I would like to give her the opportunity to say a few words, and I am confident that we will mute her appropriately because she is definitely good at saying a few words.
I am ever at your service, my liege.
I would, at this point, also like to allow you to step down from the position of Lower Extremities Inspector. What a wonderful job you did through this entire reign. I mean, serving this type of position from where you were through the entire pandemic, truly nothing short of amazing. And I hope you know, I will, from here to the end of time, attempt to try to make you laugh like you are now every time we're together, because you are truly my friend. Thank you so much, the Faiza, for all you have done.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Their Majesties have business with their cloud namer, Nikolaos Faistios.
Now you understand, good cloud namer, that I am going to release you from these duties that you have performed so admirably. However, I could not let you go without messing with you one last time. I would humbly ask, can you see me on the little screen there?
I can, Your Majesty.
Excellent. I would humbly ask that we play a little game now. I learned some sign language. And I want to see if you can read it because I suck at it. But do you mind trying to interpret?
Yes, I will try my best.
All right. So a quick one.
Duty.
Yeah, it is. That's our favorite word. Oh, sorry, more. All right, we're going to go more now. All right, are we watching? Here we go. Let's see if I can get this right.
Over discussion? With the organization of the Pelican? We choose or pick your organization, something like sleep D.
Close. We find their order.
Oh, their order.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
D.
Short by 1.
Okay, sure. Oh, okay.
I got you. Okay, yeah.
Less than.
Yeah, I got you. I told you I suck at this.
Okay. We want to offer up to this place.
Yes, we would like to offer elevation to this position.
Oh, position. Okay.
Want to try the whole thing again?
Sure.
Okay. After consulting with the Order of the Pelican, we find their order to be short by 1. We wish to offer you elevation to this position.
Who?
Did I get that right?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, who is it?
Yes, that's correct. I would like to offer you this position.
Really?
Yes. Now you don't have to answer today, Nico. Of course, take your time, my friend, but it is absolutely my honor to be able to get that. I can say I feel good, like I got you, right? I don't feel like you got that, even as we were going through it.
Surprise.
My wife. She knew, huh? That's why she kept coming in. Huh?
You.
Wow. I would love Your Majesties to consult with my pelicans to make sure that they are approve of this. I'm sure we can get an answer and let you know as soon as we can.
Take your time. It absolutely doesn't need to be decided now. I'm so happy just to be able to do this, my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Your Majesties. Thank you.
For the outgoing Inspector of the Lower Extremities and Cloud Namer, hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Mistress Caridwen Killian has business before this court.
Sorry, I'm working with 2 different monitors and that took a moment of time. Nico, congratulations, my friend. This is well deserved for you. I'm sorry? We approve. Oh, we approve. That, I'm hearing from up above that we approve, yes. And Your Majesty, thank you. I need just a moment, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Someone has walked away.
We completely understand. We understand that you have an announcement for us, and we'll get to that as soon as they come back.
We do. If you want to put focus on Rowan, he can start with the announcement for the Gilded Unbelted tournament.
Excellent. Can we do that, Laertes? Can we find Rowan? Nothing like changing on the fly.
So sorry.
We're all right. There he is, handsome. Look at him. Oh, we need to unmute him though. I am confident right now that all those people I spoke good about behind the scenes are feverishly working.
And they are, Your Majesties. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, great, thank you.
So as Caid said, Nico, from the voice above, congratulations and we approve. With that said, we'd like to extend to the Unbelts of Caid the opportunity to participate in the 2021 Unbelted tournament. Even though we are in the middle of still a COVID crisis, we have created an opportunity that will allow the Unbelts to still participate in a tournament for a victory of the day. You can find information at this moment on the Gilded website. It will be posted on Facebook pretty soon. The twist of our virtual Unbelted is, and having discussed this with many knights and others, that we have decided that training or education is a key part of being a knight. With that said, we are going to offer the ability to do a small armored unbelted collegium that allows the unbelts to teach a class or classes if they so choose. We will also be hosting a arts and science populace choice competition. In order to compete in the Unbelted tournament and actually be able to be eligible to for the victory of the day, an Unbelt must do both. They must have an entry into the arts and science competition, and they also must be able to teach a class. Their Excellencies Jens and Ida, the Baron and Baroness of Gildenholt, will choose the victor upon the day. If you have any questions, we have a full staff that are awaiting your ever needs, and please let us know. The date will be February 20th. The tournament will start roughly about 9:30 with an open court, and will go throughout the day. We will keep everyone apprised, not only on the Gildenholt website, but also on Facebook as Facebook entry gets created. I think I've bought enough time for Caid. With that, Your Majesties, we appreciate it, and let us know if there's anything else we may do to help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rowan.
Your Majesties, if I may call someone over, Morgana, come on over here.
Oh, please.
That's the camera.
Hello, Morgana. How are you, my friend?
Hi, there we go.
So the Pelican Order doesn't seem to be happy with just admitting one more member to their order. So we would also like to offer you elevation to the order as well. Again, you don't have to let us know today. Please consult with your Pelicans and let us know in the future.
What do you say? Yes, please.
We're so thrilled to be able to offer you today.
Thank you.
Congratulations, what a worthy honor, and thank you for, well, quickly accepting, I suppose. So, but of course, if you wish to think about it, you do have that time. We did consult the order. The order came back to us and said, you betcha, Your Majesty, this needs to happen. So we are thrilled to be able to offer it to you.
For the newest vigilance, hip, 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 hip.
Okay, we can put it so you can see.
The crowns are charged with many responsibilities during their reign. The king is the arbiter of treaties, commander of the army, patron of the chivalry, protector to his lady, liege lord of the realm. To him do all look for example, to be the embodiment of chivalry, honor, and noble virtue. The queen is the arbiter of honor, love, and beauty, patroness of the arts, counsel to her lord, and liege lady of the realm. To her, Do all look for example to be the embodiment of courtesy, grace, and gentle virtue. Inherent measures of all of these qualities sustain their majesties throughout their reign, as does the strong support they give one another. But there are those of their subjects without whom the king and queen could not rule half so joyously, whose aid and support make light the day-to-day details of ruling and ease their sovereign's tasks by tireless devotion to their service. Thus, it was determined to create an award known as the Signum Regni to honor those subjects who have so served the crown during their reign, giving their time and assistance and devotion in even greater measure than that expected of any loyal subject. Now, therefore, do we, Alexander and Tahira, by right of arms and grace of love, King and Queen of Caid, recognize Basilia Artemidoro, Brig Ingenulator, Aurelius Optimus, Godfrey Spellman of Hexham, Larissa du Griffin, Kalida Alcanza, Aronric of Devon, Tiberius Finn, Alana Hostilius, Laertes McBride, Meliora Deverell, Bjorn of the Northern Sea, Talia bint Alathir, and Ariana Verklantelin.
These are people that stepped up at the beginning of our reign, prepared for a short 6-month journey that turned into the reign that would never end. We have so many names, honestly, that are even not on this list that we need to thank, but we hope that these people receiving these awards will know our gratitude to them because their work was tireless. They had to do things that have never been done before, unusual things, bizarre things, and we want to thank each and every one of them. Thank you so much for all of your assistance.
For the recipients of the Signum Regni, hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Your Majesties, Nico has a response for you.
After consulting with my pelicans and in deep thought with my fellow protege, I do agree, and I will accept a position and your offer for becoming a pelican. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We love you, Nico. We are so happy that we could do that for you. We were so happy that we were able to elevate or offer you the elevation, and we are very pleased to hear that you have accepted.
For the newest vigilant, hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. For any award recipients, your award medallion and promissory scrolls will be arranged to be delivered to you at a future event. Your Majesties, do you have any final words for the gathered populace?
Your Majesty.
So we just wanted to highlight a few individuals that have really helped us, and that we don't feel that we could have done any of this without them. Again, Ariana, you mean the world to us. We love you. You have been so amazing for our reign, and we are so thankful to not only get the opportunity to get to know you, but to have you just willingly do all this work for us. Baroness Talia, my rock, I rely on her so much. She's been there for me through all of this, and I'm so thankful to call her friend, and our kingdom is so lucky to have her. Master Bjorn, you are like sunshine for everyone. I love talking to you. Everything that you do for our kingdom is recognized, it's seen, and we are so thankful to have you. Our court and guard, we couldn't have done any of this without you. You have done so much to not only help our kingdom, help us, but just in general, be amazing people. And most of all of Caid. You have bonded and band together during this time, and we are so proud to be able to reign for such an amazing kingdom.
Whew, a lot of emotion here. I could not leave this throne without thanking specific people as well. Not only who my lady has just thanked, but these people too. Mistress Larissa de Griffin. For those of you who don't know, Larissa is the go-to woman of the kingdom. When you arrive at an event and you've forgotten your crown, you go to Larissa and she helps. When you have no idea who the honored guest is at a feast, you go to Larissa and she helps. When you accidentally say something that causes an international and multi-kingdom incident, you go to Larissa and she helps. At the end of this reign, Larissa said to me, I don't think I've been a very good chamberlain for you this reign. We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. Of course, she didn't get to do all that she normally does, and she felt remiss that she hadn't done things for me. For the first time ever, I didn't cause an incident because there were no events. So our chamberlain didn't have to do much. Still, and I hope she is watching, Larissa, you are more than just a chamberlain. You are my teacher who showed me why I can't cuss on the throne. You are my confidant who let me complain and cry to you. And most importantly, you are my friend, a true and honest friend who told me when I was wrong a lot. And someone who never pulled punches with me. I'm a stubborn and bull-headed king, and I may have been one of the most difficult kings that you've had to work with, but I truly love you and your ability to always care about me enough to be honest with me. Thank you. Mistress Khalida Alcanza. When someone picks a chief lady in waiting for their pretend court in their fantasy world we call the SCA, one could never expect the level of dedication and compassion that you have shown. For those who don't know Mistress Khalida, she wrote us every single week while we were on this throne, the entire year and plus some, to make sure that we were okay, checking in on us to make sure that things were fine. And anytime we needed somebody, she was always there. You've been a true friend, and words fall short for the thanks that we have for your genuine compassion and care that you have shown us. But I had to try. Sir of Honor and Sir Tiberius, we've already spoken of the incredible work that you've done in this unparalleled event. Still, I wanted to thank you one last time for being great men of action who dealt with a difficult king, a horrific plague, and no blueprint to follow, but yet allowed us to come to the other side of this in one piece. Master Laertes and Mrs. Meliora, I apologize for clumping you two together, but they worked on the social media for us, and we would not have any of this without them. Their tireless behind-the-scenes efforts were nothing short of incredible. It was, as I sit here now, I'm only sitting here in front of you because of them, and they deserve our great thanks. The Honorable Lady, Alana Hostilius, my daughter, who has worked with us from the very beginning to now. She has been a true friend to me, as well as my beloved child, and I could not be more proud of her and the things that she has done. Duchess Bridget, Auntie Bridget, you were one of the first people in this kingdom that showed me true kindness, even at a time where I was probably not deserving of it. I can't thank you enough for all the advice you have given me, for all the, the drinks you have given me, and all the wonderful times you have given me. Duchess Faiza, thank you for allowing me to make this reign fun. Our banter in court and the games and the shenanigans we play with one another is something I truly treasure. It pains me more than you will know that I will not be the king that gets to elevate you. But such is our time. So I hope you will know that I am your biggest cheerleader, and I shall paint my toenails in your honor on the day that you are elevated. Master Giles, you were the first person who ever made me want to go to court. You showed me that court was not just some boring event where awards were given out, but a magnificent show. A production that could entertain everyone. You were larger than life and a true inspiration for me. And he made me want to do more than just swing a stick. I wanted to be part of this show. Master Giuseppe, without the obligatory acknowledgement to the crown, which will be my closing comments, obviously, I've saved you for last. When I first met you, I thought to myself, this man is really pretty and very opinionated. And now that I've come to know you, I still think exactly the same thing. An odder couple, you and I, would be harder to find. Yet here we are. I could not thank people for helping me without adding you into that list. With your sometimes completely unwanted counsel and advice, you've helped me be a better king. In point of fact, you've helped me become a better man. You've been kind to me when I felt down, honest to me when I needed to hear it. You've helped me temper my anger and rage from my past. And no matter how big a mistake I make, you have always been there for me. I cannot thank you enough for all you've done me. And I love you, my friend. Thank you so much. And in closing, to your highnesses, we've all done due diligence. We've all done our due diligence to lead this kingdom through a terrible plague. Weary and tired, yet confident that we are handing you a kingdom that stands like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. This kingdom will pull hard. And as you hold the reins, I would caution you not to control it, but to simply to guide it forward and let her run as fast as she wants to. We have no doubt that we are handing this kingdom to the best of our kind, true lovers of Caid, and I am confident to finally release my throne to the greatest mother, who I shall soon call my queen, and to a wonderful friend, who I shall soon call my king. Long live Caid. The time has come for our reign to end. It has been our pleasure to serve Caid and its people. Prince Pansa, Princess Katherine, got my mom's name wrong, as lawful heirs to our realm, are you ready to claim the thrones and lands which are rightfully yours? Will you pull this back, please? It's so freaking huge. Super technical we are.
It is our wish to take on the burden and the authority of the crown, without the privileges or glory that are born with it, for without the presence of the people of Caid, any glory is but a pallid semblance of itself.
Thus shall we swear fealty to Caid, but wait to assume the visible vestments of our station until such time that we may give and receive our oaths in person.
Pansa and Katherine, what you ask shall be yours. Kneel and swear on the crowns that you may be true and gentle lieges to these people of Caid.
Knowing that the baronage and peerages of Caid hold their fealty true, let the seneschal stand for all people of Caid to bear witness.
I so stand.
Here we do swear by mouth and hand to serve and protect the crown and kingdom of Caid, to uphold the law of this land, to confirm all the ancient privileges of its peerage, and to serve its people always. Faith and truth will bear unto these subjects of Caid in all matters concerning this realm, until we depart our throne, or death take us, or the world end.
So say we, Pansa.
So say we, Katherine.
All this we have heard and witnessed. Pansa and Katherine, may you ever remember what you have sworn this day.
Long live King Pansa! Long live Queen Katherine! Hear now the words of their Majesties. Sextus Furius Pansa and Katherine of Hornchurch, by right of arms, King and Queen of the sovereign realm of Caid, To all our most loving, faithful, and obedient subjects, and to every one of them, greeting. Because dearest sovereigns, Alexander and Tahira, most recently King and Queen of Caid, have served the realm far beyond any expectations of this rank, and as they have more than earned a respite from the burdens of the crown, and as we are their heirs, proved by combat in accordance with the laws and customs of the realm, and therefore in lawful succession to the crown of the foresaid kingdom of Caid, with all manner, titles, and rights thereunto in any wise appertaining. We do publish and give knowledge by this our proclamation to all manner people being natural subjects of the said kingdom, that from this hour of the 9th day of this month of January, at which time Alexander and Tahira departed the thrones and earned the rank, estate, and title of a Duke and Duchess of Caid, they be discharged of all oaths and duties of fealty towards the said Alexander and Tahira, and be from the same time in nature and law bound only to us as to their only sovereign king and queen, wherewith we do by this our proclamation straitly charge and ally them to us, promising on our part no less love and care towards their preservation than hath been in any of our progenitors, and not doubting on their part, but they will observe the duty which belongeth to natural, good, and true loving subjects. And further, we straitly charge and command all manner our said subjects of every degree to keep themselves in our peace, and not to attempt upon any pretense the breach, alteration, or change of any order or usage presently established within this our realm, upon pain of our indignation and the perils and punishment which thereto in any wise may belong. Your Majesties, do you have any words for your gathered populace?
Your Majesty.
We would like to take this opportunity of expressing our heartfelt thanks to Alexander and to Tahira for the fantastic job they have done during their reign and for stepping forward to extend their reign due to COVID-19. We would also like to thank the people of Caid for their ongoing support of the Crown through some of the most difficult times in the history of our wonderful society. As you can imagine, this is not how we saw ourselves ascending the throne, but we feel that with your support, we can stride purposefully into the future and will do our best to live up to the standards and ideals of our predecessors. Your Majesty.
I want to put a big thank you to everybody who put this together. This is not normal how we do this, but I'm really excited that we at least get this bit of an opportunity. And I do look forward to the future when we get to get back together, which should hopefully be soon. And we can all be back in each other's arms and be able to beat each other up again. I'm very excited for this, but I also want to put a thank you to their Majesties, or my predecessors, Alexander and Tahira, for they really did take this kingdom and help keep it together with everyone else's help that was involved as well, because that was probably the most troubling time for any of us. And it hopefully will soon be over, and I really do look forward to getting back with everybody again. Thank you.
There being no further business to promote the harmony and welfare of the kingdom, here closes the court of their Majesties, Pansa and Katherine. You have their Majesties' permission to depart and go about the afternoon's business. Long live their Majesties, Pansa and Katherine! Long live Caid! Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!